Hello guys, hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to be making this animation in Houdini. The idea is not mine. I actually got it from this YouTuber called Horikawa. He's a really smart guy. Animated in Blender, so I thought I'll make it in Houdini as well. I think his version looks a little better. Not actually a lot better than my version. But so yeah, this is what the final result is going to look like. So you might be wondering why I have 4 geometry nodes, but I did my first, then I tested it with some different parameters, and then I did a recording, but I didn't like it because I had some issues. So basically, we are going to use an attribute triangle, and this name was typed different. I forgot this R. Sorry, I forgot this R here, and I was taking a long time until I figured it out, so I'm making a new recording. So I'm gonna just start with a new geometry node, and so the idea is we have a box, and we are gonna have points from volume. So points from volume is gonna have uniform points all across the geometry. I'm just gonna find the right scale for them. We don't want too much for performance sake. After that, we are gonna have a color, and the color has to be black. And now we need a line, and basically this line is gonna go from this corner to that corner, and then we have a grid that goes along from 0 to 1, and then it's gonna transfer color to it. And we are gonna use a match size. Sorry, didn't mean to type inside. We are gonna match the line to the box, and we need the scale as well. But first, we are gonna have to have the direction at 0.5 on all axes. As you can see, it goes from this corner to that corner. Perfect. Now we are gonna need 50 points. We don't. Well, actually, it's gonna be a lot smoother with more points, but I think 50 is fine. Awesome. Now we are gonna have a grid, and this grid is basically so let me just template that, and we don't need that huge grid, just 3 or 4 is fine. And then we are gonna have to rotate it so it's almost perpendicular to this point. I mean, I can use the align tools and align it to the box, but that's usually doesn't work that well, or at least it takes time to figure it out. So I'm just gonna do it the old traditional way, rotating it by 45 on the x-axis and minus 45 on the z-axis. So now it's like this, but this resolution is not enough because basically so attribute transfer is working from point to point. It's not working from, well, yeah, it has to work from point to point because this is nothing. I mean, there is nothing here to transfer. It's a primitive. So it's working from this point and finds the closest point, and because this resolution is not enough, you're gonna see some jagginess, and maybe I can show you an example here. So if we lower the grid size, I mean the resolution to 10 by 10, I mean the size are smaller, but other than that you see the jagginess, right? So to avoid that, we are gonna have a higher resolution, and it's gonna look a lot smoother, as you can see, because there are a lot of points you can transfer the attributes from, and therefore uh, you you are gonna you are not gonna have that issue. And we are also gonna color it to red, because so attribute transfer, we use an extrude later, and extrude only needs a float, and this is a vector, and vector is basically 3 floats, so we only use one of them, so it doesn't matter if it's this one or that one or this one, but I'm just gonna use the red because it's easy to distinguish and see. So from here I'm gonna copy this grid to this line we have, and there are so many, but I'm gonna only copy it to 0. Am I doing this right? Oh, sorry, wrong. We are gonna copy it to 0 on the line, and basically something else we need is we are gonna sort the points. So right now uh, the points are from 0 to 49, and we are gonna sort them so it goes from here to there and then starts from here to there, from here to there, so we don't need to mess with sign function and those kind of stuff. So this sort node has a lot of stuff you can do, but I'm going to use this shift, and I'm going to use $f multiplied by channel called scale, and we are going to make that channel right now float over here, call it scale. Now if I press play, you don't see anything because this is multiplied by that. Wait, oh yeah, because the scale is 0. So now you see the points are shifting over time, and if I place the grid, display the grid, you see it's going from that corner to that corner. And before I forget, yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of points, and basically we need another, and this one I'm gonna copy to 24 or 25, and because we have two sets of as you can see, and here we have two sets of groups, two sets of cubes, therefore we need two grids to transfer the attributes, but we are not going to merge them just yet. So from this color we are going to use an attribute transfer, and we are going to so it already has a color. We are going to transfer these colors, that colors. We don't want primitive, we want just CD on the points, and for demonstration purpose I'm gonna make some spheres, copy to points as well. This is just for demonstration, you don't have to do this, but I just want to see what's the blend width. Okay, so I'm gonna mess with the conditions over here. I think it's usually very low. Attribute blur, we are going to blur it, so the scales are going to be it's not big very small, it's going to be big smaller and very small. Yeah, you are basically going to see a gradient. set this to proximity and set this to CD, and I have this to max, so it has a very nice blend. And if I play the animation, you see the color going through the spheres, and it basically is coming back. Whenever it dances, it's coming back, and that's the idea. That's one of them, and we are gonna have attribute promote. We are gonna promote it to, I don't know why I'm typing so slow all of a sudden, from points to primitives, and the attribute name is CD, and basically we are gonna write a line of x, so float extrude. I think we don't need this, but I'm gonna just have it. But if at extrude is equal to cd.r, so I'm just making an attribute. I'm making an attribute based on the color on the red channel. And now if I have a poly extrude, a box as well, but a very small box, and I copy them to my I'm gonna copy them to here, but vice versa. Now my poly extrude is gonna be controlled by an attribute called extrude. So this has to be primitive. So this is extrude. Wait, let me see. Last time this happened, I had a spelling issue. So this, these points go here. These boxes are copied. We have an attribute promote from the points. Oh, now I got it, because the box also needs a color, and the color has to be black. Now it should work. I think the color is not necessary. Oh yeah, the color wasn't necessary, but I just didn't play the animation, so everything was at default. The extrude, well, I'm gonna just lower this one. You want them to be very small size, so it almost looks like there's nothing, but there actually is. And we are gonna play with the pull extrude as well. I'm just gonna make sure I'm recording. Okay, fine. 13 minutes in. Good. And now we are gonna do the same for this other side, except we are gonna be working from this grid. Sounds good. Just gonna do some organizing so you guys can see what's happening. So if I combine these two together and color them, you basically see the animation. You can play with the blend width, so they're gonna be closer to each other, and that's pretty easy to do. Attribute blur, attribute transfer. We're gonna select both of them, so you can adjust them here. Okay, we are gonna play with the pull extrude as well. I mean, this is basically just tweaking, because if you change one parameter, the other one has to change. Oh, that's nice. I can have this happening here. That's a little too close for my liking. You can get creative, do whatever you like. But one thing else before I leave, I just want to say, since we have this line going from that corner to that corner, we can actually use a oh no, sorry, not this point, but not that line, this line. Yeah, we can use a curve view attribute going from here to there, from 0 to 1, and have a color that's a gradient, and we are going to color these. Instead of these boring colors, we are going to use that. So we are going to have horizontal, but don't plug it in here, because it's going to mess with the sort attribute. Not sort attribute, I mean, it's going to mess with the scale and the points and the numbers, so we are going to just have it separate. We are going to resample it and have the curve view attribute, and basically we are going to have a color node set to a RAM from attribute, and the attribute is curve view. And now we are going to use another attribute transfer from we are going to transfer these colors to these cubes, and we don't need these anymore. For that side as well. We're going to do it for both sides. Okay, good. And now you can go to this website called coolers.co, and basically you press paste and you get these colors that go very well together. So you can use this website, and you can copy the color and go to the color node and basically paste the hex code here. Or you don't have to do this, it's just your personal creativity, or whatever suits your style. Now if I plug them in, you should see, oh sorry, we are gonna transfer CD. Now you should see a gradient effect. I think my color palette is a little off, but if you choose the right color palette, you're gonna see something like this happening, where you see the maybe I should have this lower. Okay, you see the colors changing color over time. Yeah, that's what the color ramp and the curve attribute are doing. So basically, if I can demonstrate it real quick before I leave. So this line basically has a color from there to there, and it's transferring the attribute. Oh, I think what's happening is these blend width are big. So yeah, no, actually it doesn't really matter, since it's matching in size. So if you get really small, it's just gonna affect a very small amount, as you can see. But I think you should set it to a very high number. But over time, you see the color change, and that's a really nice touch to me. And maybe you can get these closer, it's gonna look a lot better. I messed up the colors, but it's fine. Maybe I shouldn't do them together, like I should do them separate. And for this one as well, these two colors, I swear they look very alike. But yeah, you see the grain effect, it's really nice. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great one. I love Houdini. I thought I will make this one, and thanks a lot for Horikawa for this awesome animation. I really enjoy watching this guy's videos about Houdini, and he taught me a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's been 21 minutes. Sorry for making this very long. I hope you have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.